Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the morning podcast, the morning show podcast, mind you. We have some great topics for you today. Before we get into that, guys, make sure that you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. We're happy to have you. You are the lifeblood of what makes me get up in the morning. Thank you. All right, so we have some good topics today. Aquaman 2 gets a title. Did Jupiter's Legacy get canceled too soon? I don't know. You and I will be the judge of that. Also, we got some Loki numbers, and it's doing surprisingly well. Is Kang in the Loki show? Is he a timekeeper? We don't know. But we'll discuss it all today on the show. Welcome, my host, Austin Lean 316 or whatever Jack says.
Yes, there we go. I guess it's catching on. Catching on. I guess so.
Also, you know, I forgot to mention. So there's something that's going to be playing ahead of Fast 9. Ahead of Fast 9. And is it going to be too soon, or is it just?
It's a whole year. It's a whole year in advance. But then again, look, we got the Batman trailer like 2 years?
That's also true. I think it's kind of a way to boost like people going out to the theater. Well, do I think it will like break the bank like in terms of building Fast 9? No. But I think just like, for instance, The Hobbit. Before The Hobbit, they played a Star Trek kind of same deal. And there were people that went out to see it just to see that. So I don't know. Could it be another situation like that? We will find out.
I like the idea of the exclusive, like the exclusivity of it, because they said they're not going to post it online. Whatever it is, it's an exclusive thing to theaters. So I'll tell you what.
I think it was filmed for this. Like I don't think it's from the movie. I don't think it's. Yeah. Do you remember the? Well, we haven't even said what it is yet. So before.
Right.
We do all that. Yeah. We don't even know what we're talking about here. Before we get into all that, guys, we do want to thank our channel members: Kinky Sphincter, Justin Hins, Ridley 1313, Shawn ADAME, Adam Silvestri, Billy Robert, Prakash Swain, Caden Reed, and Nick Carr. You guys are truly the goats here. You guys are the Kang the Conquerors. You guys are the Dominic Torettos of the Pop Culture Corner. Thank you for being Jason Momoas. I love you all. I truly do. Remember to send a super chat, share the show, and support us on all platforms, guys. We're in the works. I can't figure this thing out with Apple.
They're jerks.
So we're end up. I think this is what we're going to end up doing. We're going to end up scrapping the current podcast. All the episodes for that podcast can be found here on YouTube. So from now on, I'll make the announcement whenever I start it, which will be soon. We'll be starting a new, fresh podcast, revamped, restyled, all that. Pretty soon, because we just can't figure this thing out. And if anyone has worked with Apple before, it's like pulling teeth. They have just updated their system. So now it's not just us apparently that's having this issue.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. And I agree. But
also new subscribers, welcome.
Hey.
Ron Tez, LKD, Lucan. That sounds familiar.
Liu
Kang.
Liu Kang is from Mortal Kombat.
Joe Blow, but not that Joe Blow. Sean Adam, Billy Deezus, Sound Asleep Music Project, Lewis Moyer, Spirit Payton, Killer. I keep thinking it's Liar. Killer.
No, it's you gotta get the.
Thank you guys so much. All right, so let's get into our topics today. All right, so Jurassic World Dominion is doing something that I really think is smart here. I really do think it's pretty smart. So they're going to be playing a 5-minute prologue or epilogue. I don't know what that's called, what that word is.
I think it's prologue.
Before Fast 9. So when you guys go out to see Fast 9 at IMAX theaters, because you love the Fast and the Furious franchise and you're all about the Fast and the Furious franchise, let's face it, don't lie, you're going to see before it A 5-minute. What I think, because all right, so do you remember Battle of Big Rock? That little short that they filmed for Jurassic World after the end of Fallen Kingdom? Well, it's the same director. So why would why wouldn't he, like, if you're gonna play something before IMAX, Fast 9, and it's IMAX specific, right? It's not the movie's a year away.
Yeah.
You probably, I'm just thinking maybe this is a continuation of that.
Yeah, possibly.
This poster is dope.
I love the poster, and I love the little picture that they released too of that dinosaur.
Yeah.
We're gonna see feathers for the first time. From what I hear, the prologue is actually like back in the dinosaur prehistoric age. It's gonna be the first time that we're gonna see the dinosaurs, back in the day.
Okay. Well, what I guess my theory would still hold, not that maybe not. It's going to be something like the Battle of Big Rock, where
it's a
part of the film.
Exactly, it's not going to be a part of the movie. It's specifically for this, but it's a lead up, just like Battle of Big Rock. It's a lead up to this.
Right. The trailer will leak online, Jack Pierre says.
I'm sure it will.
I'm sure it will, but the point is, I'm thinking that this is tailored to the IMAX audience, and if it's tailored to IMAX, that means it was most likely more than not filmed in IMAX cameras. So it's going to be like an IMAX specific ratio and everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm excited for that.
And look, and that we've been hearing rumors, right, about possibly Chris Pratt's Owens crossing over with Dominic Toretto's family. So that would be. Oh yeah, man. Have you not heard? The rumors?
No.
The Jurassic Park Fast and Furious crossover.
Oh, don't do it.
That
is that why it's gonna play before Fast 9?
They're testing people, man. They want to see. Come on, you don't want to see.
Imagine a dinosaur in the picture.
You don't want to see the family go up against some velociraptors and T-Rexes, bro.
That would be the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of.
It'd be the next best thing next to space. What comes after space?
No, it would not.
What comes after space?
No,
dinosaurs. Aliens.
I really don't think that dinosaurs running around mixes with a franchise that stopped racing a long time ago. What's new, Jack? See you later, man.
Instead of the plane catching the car, they're gonna have a pterodactyl come in and just grab them and just fly away with that.
So ridiculous. Oh my god, so ridiculous. Oh man.
Oh, that would be the funniest thing ever. Come on, it'd be like look, and from what I hear, like even the most recent Fast 9, right? It's not. They're starting to just not take themselves seriously.
Yeah.
So I mean, it would just add to the fanfare at that point.
Yeah, I listen. You'll never get me to say that I would be about that. Really low. I would never ever be on board with that kind of crossover. And
right.
I just no. But what do you guys think? I mean, Jurassic World Dominion is about a year away, right? So do you think this is a smart thing to do, a smart call to make? Do you think that a 5-minute prologue, epilogue, whatever it's called, played before Fast 9 in IMAX theaters alone, is a smart move? I think it is. I think it's really smart.
Excuse me. Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's. I mean, especially at a time right now when they're trying to get people back in theaters, and movies aren't doing too bad. Obviously, we saw A Quiet Place do really, really well. People like this Fast and Furious movies. I'll tell you what, the likelihood of me seeing it in theaters just went up a lot because of this Jurassic World Dominion thing. Really? Even though I was gonna have to go see it anyways, but now it's just like, okay, I have a little more incentive, but I think it's a great move. I think movies have done this before. I think didn't The Dark Knight or The Dark Knight Rises also do this? They played like a part of the movie or beginning of the movie Chris Nolan's done it before with some of his movies.
Chris Nolan did it with Tenet. Tenet.
Okay.
Tenet. I can't remember what movie I saw, but there was a 5-minute Tenet opening for it.
Okay.
And but yes, Chris Nolan has done this several times.
Right.
I think there was one for Dunkirk as well. I'm not exactly sure for The Dark Knight. What's up, Raging Entertainment?
Hey,
I'm not sure what other films of his has done it, but this is not a new thing. The 5-minute
right? No
teaser.
But
I think
it's typically
different though.
It's typically for event films. They do this for like big, but obviously
they wouldn't do it for an indie movie.
Right? Yeah, no, they don't do this for.
Jurassic World Dominion is very much an event film.
Yeah, I mean, and we kind of talked about it a little bit yesterday, but I mean, I'm curious. What do you like the Jurassic Park movies? Are you a fan of Jurassic Park?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I like the new ones even more.
Really? Well, I love the old ones. You know what? I might agree with you. I really, and I know there's like a hate on them for some reason.
Yeah. There's only one good Jurassic Park movie. It's the first one.
The first one. Actually, I do like the Vince Vaughn one. It has its issues, but I can watch that.
So what is
it's just fun.
It's Jurassic Park. Then it's the Lost Kingdom.
Lost World.
Lost World.
And then you have
something else today. And then what's the third one?
And it was just 3. It was just Jurassic Park 3.
It had like the 3 claw marks. Yeah,
exactly. And then obviously the new stuff. But I really enjoyed Fallen Kingdom a lot. Actually, I thought that was a great dark movie, I like it too.
I loved it.
So I'm very excited to see this. I'm really excited to see like Sam Neill and Chris Pratt interact. I think that is going to be epic.
And I know you guys talked about it yesterday, but Jeff Goldblum was so everyone thought he was going to have like a large part last movie,
right?
But he didn't. He was just in the courtroom scene, and that was like a little cameo. And they knew that they were going to do this.
Yeah.
So they knew that they were going to bring everyone back for this one. So they didn't want to overdo it with the Jeff Goldblum stuff last movie. So they brought him in to just familiarize you again with the characters of the world. And then this one's going to be like, now we know Jeff Goldblum's still kicking around somewhere. And, he's going to be coming back for the next one or this one coming up. And it's going to be a full, like, tie all 6 movies together kind of thing. I cannot wait for this movie, man.
I cannot wait either. Yeah, Colin has come on record and said that, that's exactly what you just said, that he's taking this movie is the culmination of 6 movies. And so very much like Star Wars, the Rise of Skywalker. It's got a lot, leaning on it. It's got a lot. And so, but I can't wait. I think Colin's a great director, and I think he's gonna knock it out of the park. I really do. I think it's gonna be an epic movie.
I'm a huge Colin guy, man. I think he's done some great things. I can't wait to see what he has in store for us for Jurassic World Dominion. Guys, let us know in the comments below. Are you excited for Jurassic World Dominion? And will you go see Fast 9 in IMAX theaters specifically for this 5-minute theater coupled experience, or were you going to go see Fast and the Furious regardless? But now will you go to IMAX? Because listen, IMAX isn't everywhere, and this is tagged for IMAX only. So even if you were to go to Showcase and their X Plus, which is the rival for IMAX, they're not going to show it. It's not. You're not going to get it. It's not. You're not going to get it. So chances are we're not going to be able to see it because we do Showcase. But I will make the trip out to IMAX after to check that out. Because I'm all about that, like, theater exclusive stuff. This is definitely a way to get people out to the theaters. This isn't going to be on HBO Max. This isn't going to be on some other platform. This is specifically in theaters, and that's it.
This is another one that they've held it for a year. It was supposed to come out last May, and they and Vin Diesel was very specific that the family was not going to streaming. It was not going to be on video on demand or whatever. They were going to stay in theaters, because they're a family.
Why you keep doing that?
Because, man, they're a family. You know this.
La familia. La familia.
Yeah, if only I had a Corona, man.
Yeah, there's one in my fridge from the roommate. That's hilarious. Maybe on the break I'll go get it.
exactly. Yeah, we gotta.
All right, you guys, you can become a member of the Pop Culture Corner by hitting that join button below. Make sure you do it. Smash that subscribe and share button on social media so friends, family, and enemies can tune along with you. I know it's the morning. I know we don't want to wake up, but get up. Let's go. We have so much more to talk about coming at you right. Wait, I got to find the transition thing right now. All right, here we go. This is the one this is the one I'm interested in. So, people have been saying this thing, and if you watched Loki episode 1, first off, we're gonna get into the numbers of Loki, but Kang the Conqueror is coming. He's coming in Ant-Man Quantumania. However, eagle-eyed fans who watched episode 1 of Loki might have seen a couple shots that looked a little familiar. So look at this. I really want to break this down here. I know you guys talked a little bit about it yesterday. Actually, you didn't get into Kang at all.
We did mention Kang. We did mention Kang.
Okay.
I did because I mentioned the judge. Yeah, that's right.
Look at this middle guy here.
That's it. Oh, that's him.
You cannot tell me that that's not directly like made to look exactly like Kang and Jonathan Majors specifically. That's spot on. That's who Kang. Listen, if they're doing this, if this is what the MCU is doing, it's way different than the comic books, right? Yeah. It's way different than the comics. Kang is an adversary of the TVA. He's not a founder of the TVA. Right. In many cases, they are literally pitted against each other because of who they are naturally. But the MCU and Kevin Feige have long told us that they are not the comic books and that they can do what they want. They very much pull from the source material, but that doesn't mean they have to follow it specifically. And this looks 100% like Jonathan Majors as Kang.
Yeah, absolutely. And
we don't even know what Jonathan Majors Kang looks like, but you know what I mean.
Right. And we don't know how long, Majors has been cast. I know he was only announced, a couple months ago, but it's very well that, they've just been hiding that, to kind of keep, because it was just announced he's going to be in Quantumania.
Right.
But, no, I'm super, super excited and interested for Kane. I know a little bit about him, but one thing I did recognize, and one I'm kind of interested as well, is that the judge, and I keep forgetting her name, even though I watched the episode like 3 times, is apparently his love interest.
Yes.
And she mentioned in an interview that they are going to build up to that. So they are going to keep that comic book part.
Yeah. So Kang and her have had a long history.
Right.
And so why would they include her? And then I do have a couple other things to talk about with Loki as well that you guys didn't get to. And that's the only reason I'm bringing it up today, right? Yeah. So not only are we maybe getting Kang as one of the timekeepers, which I think would be such a cool nod, because Kang is not a character. When they announced it for Ant-Man and the Wasp, I was like,
yeah.
Why? Like, Kang is like Thanos
big
level.
Right.
Thanos level kind of guy. There's multiple iterations of him throughout time. There's 5 or 6 different versions of Kang from different timelines that which makes him a threat in almost any form or situation, timeline, time period. That's why he's like the ultimate TVA villain, right? Is because there's so many versions of him and so many. And he's typically not a good guy in most of them. So, not only are we getting that potentially in Loki, or at least a little tease. I don't know if we'll see him specifically, but I know that he's going to be referenced. At least I'm buying more into it.
He has to be. Obviously with his love interest involved, they're gonna have to make some reference. We know, and you make an interesting thing, like why introduce him in Quantumania? I don't know. I am starting to believe more and more that, because I think it's gonna be big, and each week it's gonna be bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
I think by the end of it, we might very well actually see like a tease of Kang or a tease of
Potentially.
Potentially.
I just don't. I wouldn't get your hopes up for it.
No. But I'm starting to believe it just a little bit more. You know, the writer came out and said when he was writing it, and he went to Kevin Feige, you know, it was weird and stuff, and Kevin Feige told him get weirder. So you know, you kind of think about it, right? That the first episode, you know, it was very familiar in a sense, but it was also very, you know, not familiar, very unique and very new. And so I think it's just going to grow on that each week and get weirder and just more stuff. So I do think I think there's potential for some bigger themes than the other shows to happen in this.
Yeah. Okay. So we're getting this, hopefully. Now I'm buying into the storyline 100%. But there was an interesting theory that someone proposed to me. And it was that, all right, well, we get that scene where Owen Wilson is looking up at the judge lady, right?
Yes.
And he speaks to her, oh, I like this angle. I like how you're looking down at me. Why would he say that?
Feels appropriate.
Why would he say that if it was anything out of the ordinary? Why would he say that? Is it maybe because he's a timekeeper as well? And he's used to being the one on top? We remember, what was the... Now, let's flash back to Endgame here. What was the thing that Tony Stark used to figure out time travel in Endgame?
The Mobius line.
The Mobius strip.
Mobius strip.
Inverted.
Line, same thing.
Could Mobius have paid a visit to Tony Stark in Endgame? Tony also tells us that you mess with time, it messes back.
Right.
It seems like he knows something. And he's warning the people after him about time.
Right.
How did he figure... I always wondered, how did Tony figure out time travel that quick? Look, Tony's smart, but not that
Billionaire
smart.
Genius
yeah,
playboy.
But no. He's not that good, right? No one. It doesn't take you one afternoon by the hologram to figure out time travel. I always had a little issue with that.
Yeah, I agree. And
did
also
Mobius pay a visit to Tony Stark? I think so. Is Mobius a timekeeper? I think it's Mobius. It's Mobius, Kang, and the girl. And the wife, Kang's wife. I know that sounds weird because the statue, but
I don't think she's one. I know the popular theory is those three. I don't think she's one. I think there's one. I don't know who. There's one missing. I think she's just more of a, you know,
maybe she's like the
partner
voice
companion of Kang. You're right. You know, to Kang, not necessarily an actual keeper with him.
I think Mobius. I think Mobius was tasked with like something. The timekeepers didn't agree, right?
Yeah.
And Owen Wilson's character Mobius was outvoted, and they were like, "Listen, nope, you have to go fix this now. So you have to work as a regular agent." And that's where. But why? And why does everyone just play along with what he's doing? Because everyone's against it, but they don't stop him.
Right.
They just let him do what he's doing.
That is true.
Because they can't say shit.
That would be so crazy if Owen Wilson is a timekeeper in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Like
Owen freaking Wilson.
The girl, like every single person is against him working with Loki.
Right? She tells him, you know,
everyone
if this goes like, wrong, it's on you.
Yeah. I think, but why isn't anyone like reporting to the authorities? He's the authority. I'm pretty sure that he's a timekeeper, man. I'm like almost certain.
Yeah, I do. I think if not a timekeeper, there's something. You know, he ain't no just regular agent.
Yeah.
You know, that's like you mentioned the Mobius strip. That's a big thing, and not only that, I had always wondered too. You know,
why would it be called that?
Yeah, why was it called
that? It's literally the key to time travel, and then we have Agent Mobius, who, I mean, it could just be like a little callback. Like it could be, we could be overthinking it here, but it could be everything or it could be nothing, right?
Listen, man, and Mephisto, I'm telling you, I swear to God.
Damn, man. The computer's like, my laptop is just not wanting to work today.
It's glitching out.
Yeah. But another thing is Loki's debut episode has surpassed WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier's first day premiere viewership numbers, drawing almost 900,000 US views on Wednesday. That's a large, it doesn't sound like a lot, right?
Guys, that's a Wednesday Wednesday
it's a Wednesday
night
debut.
Yeah, like that's
and it's almost 900,000 households that watched it.
Midweek debut, and it's not fully summer yet.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, that's and you know what? I think this show is so much better than WandaVision that this show is going to be this is going to be the key to the Disney Plus and Marvel shows. This is the key. This is going to be the one that hypes people the most.
It's gonna, and Marvel might have shot themselves in the foot a bit because it's going to be the one that everybody holds the standard to at this point.
Well, we're only one episode in. I guess we're, you know.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. It's going to be the one we're going to hold the standard to.
I mean, I liked Falcon and Winter Soldier. I just didn't like WandaVision.
I did too.
Didn't like WandaVision at all. I thought it was boring.
It's a mix for me. It has its place. Obviously, they're mentioning Nexus more and more. Yesterday, I have a theory. My theory is that the first
the Nexus event.
Yeah, the first Nexus event is Spider-Man No Way Home. And then Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is him cleaning up the Nexus event.
Interesting.
But yeah. So I'm definitely thinking that as we go along too, that WandaVision will probably age better because like we all know, Loki was supposed to come out first. And so there's just some stuff in WandaVision that just in the first episode, you're like, oh, wow, I get that. Now that makes a little more sense. You know,
right.
She's having a mental breakdown. They're giving her a Nexus pill, she's getting all these things that I think WandaVision will age better. I do agree with you that the first 2 or 3 episodes, the black and white stuff is, well, I love it. Great homage. I did grow up on like Dick Van Dyke Show and stuff. I was not into it.
Yeah, I think what Loki is going to be able to do for Marvel is reignite that like spark, right? Yeah. So Marvel had this spark to it when it first began, and it was new, it was fresh, it was good, and over time we didn't lose it. I'm not saying we lost that spark, but after the Infinity Saga, there's something that was going to be needed to like reignite people's interest. And I think that Loki is going to be the one show that does that. And it's going to get people excited for what's to come in the future.
Right. I wouldn't even say necessarily re-spark people's interest. I'm one of the people that I'm convinced that, right, Infinity War and Endgame, even Ragnarok, they were so big event films, right? That it's kind of like how do you not only top that, but for me now the expectation is through the roof for everything afterwards. You know what I mean? So I think again it's kind of one of those things where like Shang-Chi, right? I couldn't care less about Shang-Chi. I'll be honest. I couldn't care less about some of these smaller movies that they're going to be doing because I saw Marvel's Avengers Endgame. Like that's where my standard, my expectation is. So, I could just be a little bit tight on that because, but I don't know. That's what I think.
Yeah. I mean, so do you have any theories for how the show is going to end or like at least like how the show is going to wrap things into a bow? Because I do.
I think you know what? Yeah, I do. I do have a theory. I hear a lot of different things, because Loki, all in all, ends being a good guy, right?
Yeah.
In the sacred timeline. I'm hoping that they don't necessarily stick to that. You know, when you think about it, he now no longer exists.
Yeah,
technically.
Yeah, you know, because he can't go back to his timeline.
Can't go back to his timeline. So I kind of like this idea that he right now, you know, this first episode was just the beginning. He's just learning about the TVA, about the multiverse, about all these different things, right? As the series goes on, he's going to learn more and more and more. He knows artifacts like the Tesseract, the Infinity Stones. God knows what else, you know, is in that drawer. So I think he's going to help Mobius out, do his thing. You know, Mobius, unknowingly, Mobius will be giving him info about the multiverse. Mm-hmm. And then by the end of the show, he grabs some of the stones or a Tesseract or something and gone. Bam, he's jumping in the multiverse, doing his thing. Season 2.
Right. Bam. Yeah. And I think that's the fun part of Loki is that no matter how good he is, he's always going to help himself.
Right. And yeah, exactly.
So I would love if he grabbed some of them stones and then he got the Dominic Toretto necklace and jumped.
And took off. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Goes to Fast and Furious 10. Come on, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. You know what's a good idea that I think would be in Marvel? Feel free to take this. But have you ever watched Between Two Ferns?
Oh gosh, yes.
Okay. Yes. I think that we should do something like that with Loki. Like Loki interviews other like Marvel characters or DC characters, whoever. Like it's just like it's like a Disney Plus show where Loki interviews other Disney stars or whatever.
For like from the multiverse or Disney stars or like their characters.
Doesn't matter. Like this you could literally take this however you want, right? It's just Loki in character Loki, and he just interviews people in pop culture. And he's his regular Loki self, like he's kind of snip and snark.
I would die to see him interview.
Oh my god, it'd be so good, so good.
Loki interviews the Kardashians. Why are you famous again? Yeah. He's like, you know, like, I really don't understand. Like it'd be great. Pika pika.
Me too. I took all my pops out, by the way.
Yeah, I
took them all out. I have all the boxes and everything.
Are you not a Pops fan? You don't want to show off your Pops? No. You hiding your Pops from the world?
No, they're out. They're just out of the boxes. They're everywhere.
Oh.
Yeah, they're scattered amongst the room.
It's so weird. It's so weird how different they are when they're not in the box.
Yeah. Look at this one. This one's my favorite. This is like a Loot Crate exclusive. This one's the Joker Dark Knight. It was a Loot Crate exclusive years ago.
Ooh, let's see that. Put that up. Hey, that is cool. I love that.
Yeah.
With a green cowl, that's sick.
Yeah, I love this this pop. I'm gonna grab a couple more.
I love it. That is dope. I mean, I of course, being the big Batman fan I am, it's the Batarang that sticks out for me. Love that.
We got the Deadpool one.
Oh, look at that. That is so cool.
This one's a hidden gem, by the way. I know it's obscure, but Predator.
Woo!
With the thingy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
His arm popped off the other day. I had to fix that.
That is sick. Now that's one I'd get. They need to make a good Predator movie again.
And then Superior Octopus.
Dang, that is cool.
Yeah, and then there's one more that I want to grab because it's dope. It's another mashup. I like the mashup ones. I'm a huge fan of the mashup ones. I think I can stand on a. Yeah, I do.
Oh, here we go. He's got to get on the shelf, people.
Appropriate. It's Doctor Strange and Captain America mashup.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, what? He's got the cape?
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Comes off, but I don't want to take it off.
That is cool, man. I love it. I don't know if you saw my little I did get a little tried to put something different up here. My physical music. This is just my superhero movie collection.
Yeah. I used to be a collector, but
I used to be very into it, very into collecting, and I'd literally buy every Blu-ray and DVD that ever came out. And it's been a while, but I think I might get back into it. There's some cool things in there. And then I got, of course, my prize collector's Dark Knight Returns comic somewhere sitting around here.
Yeah. I mean, I am part of the problem when it comes to physical media.
You're part of the problem, man. Come on.
I am part of the problem. I do not do physical media anymore. I digital.
You're exclusive digital.
I digital. And listen. I saw the argument in the chat yesterday. Mm-hmm. Physical media is not always going to be superior with the technology that we're getting and like the way it's progressing. Physical media is dying. You're right. I don't care who you are. You're number one physical media people even agree that physical media is on its way out.
Well, listen, man, I am the Chris Nolan of the physical media movement. All right, it will not die on my watch. No, I'm kidding. It probably will.
But no, it still will.
Yeah, no, it will. But man, I can dream.
It's not a bad thing. Like,
look, I always right.
Were you gonna stop the internet from coming to keep the libraries open?
No, absolutely not. But like that was a big thing for me. Like especially like Blu-rays when they started coming out. Okay, bye Wolverine. Things like this, like Days of Future Past, right? When that came out, and it came with like get things like this little comic, right? The first X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, things like that. So I think there's definitely benefits to the physical media too, and also you have things like it comes with a digital copy of it.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand. I understand the want, right? Even TW says it here.
Come on, look at this. This is Inception, right? With the entire shooting script, like along with it, a box set. Like
I've gotten Blu-rays or
dream come true for me. You guys own I do have the Days of Future Past road cut. Yes.
He has the I think it's just being able to own my material. And yes, I agree with that. And the one problem that we do find with physical media versus digital is that digital you often require a network. Like you have to have a network or internet. Once they figure the bandwidth problem out and how we don't have to do that anymore, it's going to change everything. There'll be a big market for digital.
Look, they kind of already have like my Vudu account is set up. I can download the movies to my phone or to my computer.
Right.
As long as I own them. Even things like Netflix, and it has an option for certain things that you can download certain of their shows.
Yeah.
And watch it without Wi-Fi and stuff. So
So once that happens, I promise, like physical media will always be there, and I think there'll be those places that do it. Like for instance, they used to send for the SAG awards for the SAG members. They used to send screeners of all the
actual
literal
DVD
DVD discs to every SAG member before the award ceremonies. They don't do that anymore. They send you a code, you log in online, and you're able to watch all the movies. The literal SAG awards is the only one who still does it.
Right.
And there's a reason for that. It's because it's cost efficient. It's easier to access, and you don't need a third piece of equipment to access it. Because that's the problem with 4K, especially. 4K players are so expensive for some reason that it's ridiculous. 4K players, especially when they first came out, they were $400 or $500 for a 4K player. And they're still somewhere up in the 200 range.
Yeah, I got one with my Xbox Series X.
Out of there. I know, but that's a good thing about those is I had a PlayStation 3 because it played Blu-ray.
Exactly.
Because you got both the experience. But that's the thing with physical media is you always need something else. There's always a 4K player, or you always need this other thing, right? And lots of people don't like. I don't want to buy a PS5 to play 4Ks and video games. I don't want, but I also don't want to just pay $200 for a 4K player alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So it's like then I end up finding myself buying a PS5 that I didn't need. And that's a waste of my money, and that's what I think.
Hey, you could play Spider-Man. You would probably like Spider-Man.
I know. I'm most likely thinking about like buying some sort of console, but it won't be I mean, that's a different story.
It's a whole different situation.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. I remember that. I didn't have 4K player. It literally until my Series X that I got a couple months ago. I had not gotten. I just hadn't had a 4K player, and so now I'm starting to go get 4K movies and things like that. Now TW said something interesting, right? Is that obviously you have the physical media has the benefit of like the director's cut or whatever and things like that.
Yeah.
But even that is something that is, for example, I was on HBO. I saw Ted was on there, and right below is the unrated extended edition, and I was like, oh hey, that's the one I own. That's the one I want to watch. Things like even like Rambo, the last Rambo movie, right? Sly Stallone released the director's cut exclusively on Amazon.
Yeah.
So,
and that argument is null and void, right?
Yeah.
Like that argument about the director's cuts and anything else will be because, all right, well, it's not null and void right now, but if there was a day to come that physical media stopped or wasn't the main, like digital became the main source. I mean, guys, look at video games now. That's a prime example of physical media dying, right? There's literally options now for digital consoles. They don't need discs at all, right? It's just a matter of time until movies do it. It's literally it's just a matter of time. It's already happening. So you either get behind it or you die out with it. That's the way things happen. And the people that are going to cling on to physical media are going to cling on to physical media. But I promise you, it's not going to stop this progression. And that's what I'm trying to tell people is it's like buying a record, right? You're going to still be able to buy records.
Right, exactly. But they're exactly. That's I don't think it's going to completely die out, but I do agree with you in that it's going to be like a record, right? But there's a big market for that. That's why they're still alive, is because people are still collecting those, and there's still that group of people who are into that physical, even the sound, even people talking about the sound is different, things like that. So yeah, I think it'll become something like that. It's going to be a collectible. Physical media is going to be collectibles for sure.
Yeah, and I'm in on that. You know what I mean? I'm in on that. That will allow these mom and pop stores that like that supply those things to thrive and flourish. However, I just don't think that Best Buy, Walmart, it's just not going to be.
I think the DVD sections are going to be gone.
They're just going to be gone, and that's just the way life goes, right? Like I said, my main comparison is you didn't stop the internet from happening to save the libraries, right? No one did. Everyone changed with the times, and that's what's going to happen with physical media. What's up, Carlos?
Hey,
Carlos. Thank you to Nick. Thank you, Madeline. Thank you, Adam, TW, Jack from earlier, Raging Entertainment. You guys are, and Adam, thank you guys so much for being here this morning. I know the mornings are tough, but it's Friday morning, right? It's Friday, right?
It's Friday? I don't know.
Is it Friday or Thursday?
Probably. I don't know.
I'm really confused though. Is it?
No, it's Friday. It's Friday.
Okay.
It's Friday. I have a gate guard that when I drive through every single day, it's like Thursday, and he'll be like, "Oh, hey, happy Tuesday," and I'm like, "Wait, what? You son of a," completely messes me up.
The 360 PS3 gen was the sweet spot. High res, high fidelity graphic games that fit on the disc. Yeah, and that's the thing about these big, like people want these bigger, expanded game universes or maps. A disc can only fit so much.
Right.
The disc is limited in what it can do.
I mean, I'll be honest. I do have I did get the newest Mortal Kombat game. I got it on disc, and it's 2 discs to install. And then So
what? We want these big, and think about like when video games get to the point, like I'm talking like Ready Player One, right? When we're in that kind of universe, all of a sudden,
Yes. Yes.
You're gonna need
virtual reality going at
to hold that. So like I said, discs and those physical aspects of it, I don't think they'll ever truly go away, but they're not going to stay in their current form, where that's, when you go see a movie in theaters and then 6 months later you buy the Blu-ray so you can own it, that's not going to be a thing. And digital is a lot quicker, right? So the turnaround from that's what the studio is going to really like, is the turnaround. Notice how digital always comes out like 2 months before Blu-ray.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's quicker. Studios are all about it. How do we turn it around from a theatrical release to a home release?
7 months of printing millions and millions and millions of copies.
That's the way to do it. So yeah, you'd have to start printing them on 4K discs to make them fit. Exactly. All right, guys, moving on. We'll be right back. So, you sent me an interesting thing this morning.
Yes.
So on Netflix, The Union of Justice leads the streaming service. Jupiter's Legacy, starring Josh Duhamel, yada, 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 takes the #1 spot on our new streaming video on demand top 10 list. Get the full rankings, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Do you think
now, guys,
they canceled Jupiter's Legacy too quick? I think they did. I liked the show. I liked it.
I hate the show.
Besides the graphics, the VFX, I thought the show was actually pretty well.
I couldn't stand it. I really had a problem. I think, and it's pretty obvious. Look, there were some issues behind the scenes with Stephen DeKnight was the showrunner. He directed the first couple episodes.
I would love to get him on the show, man. He's
I love him. Love Daredevil. I absolutely would love. But so for me, it could tell. You could tell the 3 episodes that were DeKnight's and then the ones that weren't, and it made the show imbalanced in a sense. It couldn't decide if it's a CW show, that's like gonna, be kind of edgy or not, or go for like what The Boys and Invincible are doing and be that, in your face show. I mean, and it just couldn't decide, and for me it was really frustrating. But it does have its audience. People, I know, I think probably more people liked it than disliked it. I'm in a minority. So
the thing is, you're not wrong about the CW quality of it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you look at these two, right? And this is the scene that I'm talking about in terms of quality. This is the exact scene that I'm talking about. When
really
they fight
frustrating.
Black Star, or the Black Star, like
copycat, whatever.
Black Star, and it looks straight out of a CW show. It looks like they tried to do Apocalypse or Darkseid on a CW show. Literally looks exactly like that. And the graphic, there's a lot of weird slow-mo. There's a lot of like, very over the top VFX.
And then on top of it, that's literally the only action sequence to happen for like, I think that's the first episode, and then nothing for like 3 episodes. And then, the end. And it's just really imbalanced and really weird and just,
Well, I liked it.
You liked it. And look,
I liked the dialogue. And that's the thing, is everyone thinks that a superhero show has to be like this action-packed adventure thriller.
Right.
That's not the case. I liked, what I did like that the show did? I liked the dialogue between the characters. I liked the flashbacks. I loved that stuff.
That was kind of cheesy.
The part that I had problems with was the battle sequences, like the choreography, the VFX that they used.
The only good one was when the samurai chick.
Yeah, she was cool. Pretty good. Yeah,
that was the best thing out of that show.
Yeah, the choreography in that was fire, actually.
I'll be honest, right? I did not like this first season. It kept my interest because I wanted to know how these guys got their powers. I wanted to know what was so special about this island and blah, blah, blah. And
yeah.
But even though I didn't like the first season, it ended on a point that I would have came back and watched the second season in hopes that it's much better.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, the first season of Breaking Bad, guys, sorry, is not that great. It's a hard watch, actually. It's a hard watch.
It's not, and that's why I did not watch that show.
You've never watched Breaking Bad?
No, I've said that a million times on here.
Oh, you should,
yeah. You know what it is?
It's like The Office. It's like The Office, first season of The Office. That's a hard watch.
Right, but if anyone remembers what I say about what I like, my shows have to have like a little bit of mysticism. And Breaking Bad just doesn't have that. Yeah, there's got to be like a fantasy element to it for me to like really, really enjoy the show. The only show that didn't have that I really liked was Peaky Blinders and things like, but I like period pieces.
Yeah.
So Peaky Blinders and Boardwalk Empire, like those kind of shows. Breaking Bad just didn't do what I wanted, and you know, it just that's the story.
Yeah. But the overall you know, idea is that like most shows' first seasons are not that great, you know, and it takes a second to kind of to get it going. So yeah, I agree with you. I think it was probably canceled a bit too early, but we do know that it's going to continue on in a sense, as far as they're going to follow some of the villains from the world. So we'll see.
How do you do that though? How do you continue this universe without these guys? It just doesn't.
Yeah, without all these characters that you just spend a season introducing. It's a weird thing. We'll see. I'll be honest. I'm not the biggest Mark Miller fan. He's done some good stuff. I'll be honest, like the stuff that he's done outside of like DC and you know, and the big names, like stuff he's just done on his own, I'm not too much of a fan of unless it's like, and I'm talking the comic, right? The actual comic. Like I'm a fan of what Matthew Vaughn did with his Kingsman stuff. Like I did like that.
Kingsman. I love Kingsman. Wait for the Kingsman.
I love the Kings. I love the Kingsman stuff. But I don't think I love it because of Mark Miller. I think I love it because of Matthew Vaughn. And just what he, you know what I mean? So, you know, we'll see. I didn't
know it. Super Crooks. Is that what this is?
Yes.
They're doing?
Yes.
That's Super what they're going to be doing going forward. I'm actually, I really don't know anything about the comic book stuff of this. I've never read it, never heard of it, never cared for it. But then when the trailer for this show came out, it piqued my interest in a sense that they were marketing it almost like The Boys, where it was like a edgy, R-rated, like right around the same time as Invincible is coming.
This one I liked because in the trailer I felt like, oh, this one looks like it's gonna get rid of the humor of The Boys. We're just gonna have a nice dark superhero show, and I was like, yeah, give me that. I'll take that.
Yeah.
And it was it started out that way a little bit. And then it didn't.
Yeah. Overall, I would not have canceled this show this quick. You know what? It was
like what, 2 weeks?
Yeah. Another example of a terrible cancellation was, I always say, Swamp Thing, right? Swamp Thing did not deserve to get canceled the way Swamp Thing didn't even air its first season entirely before it was canceled.
What was the reason? Wasn't the reason behind its cancellation because there was some production issues or something like that?
Tons of behind the scenes issues. They didn't know what they wanted to. So there was actually 3 more episodes in that series. They cut 3 episodes out because they thought it was like super expensive to make, yada yada, super expensive to film on the swamp. The prosthetics and everything super expensive. It was like, yeah, but that's the price of making good quality television.
Yeah.
That argument is so dumb, especially now that HBO Max is a thing and that it would be on HBO Max. It would not be on DC Universe. Maybe I understand where that you're coming from. I think that if DC Universe never was a thing and these shows originated on HBO Max, we would not have had the same issues that we had first.
I have long said that for me, I can't watch any of the CW stuff. I haven't watched it. And even the story could be phenomenal. It really could. I really struggle with that TV quality CGI and seeing those characters because I've already seen like, you know, movie quality stuff. You know, so even like Superman and Lois. I'm not gonna watch that because I have Man of Steel. Like I don't. The Flash, even that. I like Ezra. I can wait until the Flash movie or whatever. Unless they, like you said, unless HBO, because they have HBO Max now, they start putting the budget into these series, which apparently that's going to be the Green Lantern series, right? It's going to have a big budget, do all that. So we'll see. We'll see if they can impress on the quality as well as, because I do hear that, like, and you've told me yourself, right? The first couple seasons of Flash is super good, or Green Arrow,
really good. Both of them.
Yeah.
Legends of Tomorrow also, they kind of got away from me as well. But the thing about the CW Arrowverse is you really, really have to go into it with the utmost knowledge that you're not getting a film caliber story, right? These are very much TV series on a drama network, right? And I was already privy to that because Supernatural. Right. Okay. I was already in those mindsets when I watched Supernatural. Of course, Supernatural is not as going to be as scary or as action packed as maybe like The Conjuring or Saw, or like, it's not going to be those. It's not going to have those elements the same way that a film is able to do because it's on network television.
Exactly.
Right. So I already was that mindset was already built into my psyche. Right. And I was able to suspend certain beliefs when I went in to watch these shows. That's why, I mean, regardless of that, the first and second season of The Flash are good. The first 3 to 4 seasons of Arrow, and then the last couple seasons were good.
And that's what I've heard. So
I think it's the writing.
If they can get if they have the story down, get the quality to, where some of these other shows like The Boys or, even like what Marvel, I mean, my gosh, these Marvel shows are basically Marvel movies. With the CGI and stuff. I mean, that's basically where the standard is at and where it's getting it. And it's going to be harder and harder to, I think, keep shows like Flash and Arrow or whatever that don't have the quality to keep them going. I think it's just going to be because people are going to expect better CGI. They're going to expect better, and if they don't get it, they'll just stop watching.
Yeah, and the thing about the CW verse or the CW Arrowverse, whatever you want to call it, the thing is I don't think that going forward after these runs end, right? So after Flash ends, after Legends of Tomorrow ends, I don't see them re-upping any more superhero shows on the CW now that HBO Max exists, because WB in general is going to want their shows on their own service. Yeah. That is going to be a good and bad thing. It's going to be a good thing because the production value and the budgets are going to be there. It's a bad thing because we know how WB handles things, right? Hopefully the Discovery merger thing will kind of help us out with that. But I mean, at least the CW, the way they told their stories, they were unhinged. They didn't have to, tailor things down. The only time that they had to tailor down things is like when they asked to include Batman, they got denied. Right. Because the inclusion of Batman. That's why we ended up getting Superman. Because they said yes to Superman, no to Batman. And then that's when Tyler Hoechlin, his Superman donned, and that's when they brought Batgirl in. And then look at the fiasco at Batgirl. Like the CW verse, once it ends, once all these the current series end, I do not think any more shows will be greenlit on that platform. Everything is going to be over. Look at Stargirl.
I think they already said Supergirl is canceled.
Yeah, it's already canceled. It was canceled before season 7 even started. Yeah. The Flash is on its way down. Don't care what anyone says. The Flash is on its way out. They got rid of the heart and soul of the show with Cisco and Harrison Wells. Those characters are gone in the show now. And we have some Harry guy. I don't even know. I tuned in for an episode. I was like, who is this? And after these shows end, like look at Stargirl. Stargirl is definitely a CW style show, but the production value is so much better.
Yeah.
The VFX tenfold. Just hands down way better than the CW. That's because it was made via HBO Max. And then they allowed the CW to air it as well. And it was like a different, like they would cut certain things out of it and let the CW air it.
Oh, okay.
Same thing that they did with Swamp Thing. So, I mean, that would be the future relationship, I would think, right?
Yeah.
So we have our HBO Max, but this would be a smart move too, right? So we have our superhero shows on HBO Max. We have Green Lantern, right? But we still want the general public to be able to watch them, even if they don't subscribe to HBO Max completely. So we clip some things out of the show. You're not going to get the full show or every aspect of it. Put it on the CW for rerun airs, like season reruns. Let people get introduced to them on network television. And I guarantee if they like that show, they'll subscribe to HBO Max.
And now, see, I didn't know that they were doing that. I remember that they I can't remember what. I think it was Swamp Thing, right? That they would air the show, and then like a couple days later, it would air on the CW.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch it, but I didn't know that's an interesting concept, right? Is that HBO Max has more of I don't know, but then I don't know how you would do that. You know, certain things in the show that are just not important, or like deleted scene or something like that. I don't know, but I like that idea a lot. That there's the exclusivity of seeing it on HBO Max and seeing more, or not and seeing less on cable.
Exactly what Nick just said. So they aired a PG-13 version of Swamp Thing, and it wasn't the R-rated one. Like that was on HBO Max. But with Stargirl, it's not R-rated to begin with. So they just cut like certain scenes like that you could consider. They cut it down to like network television length. So maybe like one scene gets cut to bring it down to that 42 minute mark so that they can insert the commercials in. It wasn't a drastically different version. It was just missing like maybe one piece or two pieces. Yeah. But the Swamp Thing was completely different because they had to edit out all the R-rated stuff.
Okay, see, I like that. I like that. That is like you have the R-rated version of the piece. That's cool. That's cool. I like that.
All right, guys, we have a message from our sponsors, and then we're going to wrap the day up with the conversation that you've been waiting for, the DCEU stuff, right? We have a cool, we have some Aquaman stuff that we're going to talk about. We'll finish the day off with the King of Atlantis, and then we'll let you get on your merry days. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today. All right, we'll be right back. I gotta see.
Once we find it.
Yeah, well, the show will be right back. We are brought to you today by Smooth My Balls. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, are you sick of cutting yourself, nipping yourself with those old razors that you've used 412 different times? Well, Smooth My Balls has you covered. Your number one source for male grooming products. Dedicated to providing you the very best trimmers with an emphasis on service, friendliness, and overall good experiences. Smooth My Balls has come a long way from its beginnings in England. When they first started out, their passion was for male grooming. That drove them to start their own business and to find the best products suitable for easy grooming. You will thank me later, your privates will thank me later, and your partner will thank me later, because you're gonna be smooth as an egg. Trust me. Use code POP at checkout for 15% off your entire order. Limit one order per household per day. Guys, girls, get on it, shave up, get it. We are brought to you today by Showcase Cinemas Deluxe. Right now, Mortal Kombat is in theaters, and we were live from inside the theater for all-day coverage of the film on April 23rd. Make sure to get out and support your local theaters now. See these larger-than-life movies the way they were intended. on the largest screen possible. Showcase offers X Plus, which is their large premium format theater. Not only do you see and hear the film, but you become a part of it as well. Find out where your local Showcase Cinemas is by heading to their website, www.showcasecinemas.com. Again, that's www.showcasecinemas.com, or by clicking the link in the description below. Remember, be Showcase safe. Showcase has implemented several protocols to ensure that your focus remains on the film, not on the pandemic, including new ventilation systems in each theater to ensure proper airflow, sanitizer on every wall, and so much more. Enjoy the movie the way it was meant to be, with a night out to the theater. All right, we are back and we have our final topic of the day, guys. Let's get to it. All right, Aquaman in the DCEU. You want to talk about it? So looking like we got an official title.
Yes, we got an official title reveal. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Sounds familiar.
Sounds very familiar, Ty. You know where we've heard that before?
Sounds like Jurassic Park, right?
Nope, but it was mentioned in A Fallen Kingdom was Jurassic Park.
No.
This is Lost Kingdom.
Oh, the Lost World. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, right.
Remember, I even called it the Lost World Kingdom earlier.
Okay, yeah. I thought you were just combining Fallen Kingdom and Lost World and just.
Oh no.
But we have heard the Lost Kingdom before in Zack Snyder's storyboards for Justice League 1, 2, and 3.
Oh yeah.
So could this possibly be in the Snyderverse?
I think it's a no-brainer that it's in the Snyderverse. I think the directors, most of the directors, if not all of them, are heavily like we're going on the assumption that the Snyder Cut is the canon, right? They don't like the Justice League version, even though Warner Brothers is like basically forcing that canon on us at this point in time. Will that be the case forever? I don't think so, but I do think this is going to be a subtle way of saying F you, right? Like, and so what could that mean though? The Lost Kingdom.
Well, we know that there's the 7 kingdoms.
Yes.
So this is Zack Snyder's storyboards mention it as the unseen kingdom.
Okay.
So I don't know if they are sticking to that, then that's obviously what that is. But that's all we really know so far. Actually, most recently for The Conjuring, Patrick Wilson did say that he's been training, I think, for about a month or 2 now, in preparation for Aquaman 2 to start shooting this summer. So
yeah. So Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom. I mean, that title doesn't reveal like too much about like where the story will go. It just lets you know that okay, so we'll have to do with the 7 kingdoms of the seas, right? And who do you think that the villain could be?
Well, obviously Black Manta is still around, right?
Yes. Manta is still crawling around there somewhere.
Right. I'm sure that his brother's gonna show back up, obviously. I don't really know. Who they would do for the villain for this one. I mean, I'll be honest, I liked the first Aquaman. I didn't think it was that great. So I think just whatever it is, it's got to be, it's got to up the ante a bit, because I'll be honest, I wasn't too crazy about the first Aquaman, probably besides the fight sequences.
I thought the first one was dope.
It was cool.
Cool. I really enjoyed the first one.
I love the whole opening, right? Like that first beginning part where you see her and how she falls in love with the human. For me, that's Boba Fett. That's Boba Fett straight up. She falls in love with Boba Fett, and there's that cool action sequence in the beginning. The underwater CGI was a little for me.
You think so?
Yeah, it's, and I know it's not, it's going to get better and better and all that. But I don't know. I'm waiting for the Avatar 2 CGI underwater stuff. That'll probably be where the standard gets set. But
Yeah.
I am excited. I am excited for it because I did like the action sequences. I did like the overall story that first movie told. And I'm all in for a sequel. I really am. I just don't know who the villain besides, because they kept Black Manta and his brother around. They didn't kill him off. So besides those, I don't know.
Right.
Or possibly these people from the Last Kingdom are a villain and we don't know it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think a cool villain that they could explore is Siren. So Siren is the greatest villainess of
Aquaman.
Of Aquaman.
Okay.
And I mean,
Siren.
I don't know.
Is she the one that
I don't know too much about her.
Yeah.
But like, so she was in she did like Brightest Day series. She was in the Brightest Day series of the comics, and I think that we don't want to do Black Manta right away. I don't know. Maybe he'll be a part of this. We could. There are other Aquaman villains, like for instance, like Rhombus, Lord Nemo, Kingfish, Aquord, but Siren is up there with the top three with Ocean Master, Black Manta. It's Ocean Master, Black Manta, and Siren are like the top three Aquaman villains of the comic books. So we've already introduced. I was gonna say, Carlos, you're a little bit behind with the comments that you were putting out. Like you were talking about The Office like a couple seconds ago.
I know. I
was like, he must be a little bit behind.
By the way, that first season is bad. But
what's up, Integrity? Billy Robert, what is going on?
Hey.
Now he's back. But Carlos, what do you think about Aquaman 2? What do you think who do you think the villain could be of Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom?
I mean, it'd be really, really interesting if they kind of adapt what Snyder. I mean, Snyder was going to do it in Justice League 2, but if they kind of make a movie out of it, in that he has to unite the Seven Kingdoms. He's uniting the Seven Kingdoms, and for most of the movie, right, the Lost Kingdom is quote unquote the villain until he gets through them, or it doesn't. I don't know. And unites all the Seven Kingdoms.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of the storyline of Aquaman and where they're going, right? He's the uniter of all of it.
I'm sorry, what?
He's the uniter of all the Seven Kingdoms. That's kind of what they were teasing even in the first film.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm super into the Aquaman that they've created in the DCEU, right?
Yeah.
A little bit more than I would be if they just did like the kind of older style Aquaman with the blonde hair, blue eyes. Like that Aquaman isn't one that I think a lot of audiences would gravitate towards. Not as a character like this, right? But what I was thinking was, like Carlos just said, he already united the kingdoms.
This is the Lost Kingdom. He hasn't united all the kingdoms.
But wasn't the Trench the lost one? I thought that's what they referred to.
This one is called the Unseen.
See, that's what, when you were saying that earlier, I was like, well, I thought that was the Trench, though. No?
I don't know.
I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah, that part I don't know. I just know that the reference that I saw was the Unseen. I don't know if they're the same thing or what.
Right.
I don't, but I do agree with you, right? In that I just love what Zach did in that Aquaman is a Pacific Islander. He's somebody who's already kind of connected to the ocean instead of just some good looking Ryan Gosling type guy,
And they made Orm that. Like that's what they did for Orm. Yeah. Like Orm is like the blonde hair, blue eyed version.
That's very true. That's very true.
And Carlos just said that. So they kind of like transferred it to Orm. And I thought that was cool because like it was like a battle of the Aquaman, right? It was like it was like the brothers. It was our Aquaman fighting like the comic book version of Aquaman, and I thought that was pretty cool. with Aquaman, I'm not like 1000% well versed in the stories that are behind him. I know him.
Same here.
I know a lot about Aquaman with the Justice League.
Yes.
I read those books, and anytime Aquaman shows up in like in another series, like Brightest Day. So what I basically wanted to talk about right now is how this could affect the DCEU going forward. All right, so we have Black Adam, right? We have Shazam 2. We have what's the other one I'm thinking of?
Flashpoint.
The Flash. Yep, and now we have presumably Wonder Woman 3, all with Snyder's cast, right?
Yep.
Oh, Integrity's saying it right there. Aquaman 2. Wonder Woman 3.
Every time, man. Flash, it's inevitable.
All have Snyder cast involved. Zack Snyder Justice League 2 is inevitable. I expect Aquaman 2 and Wonder Woman 3 to be an improvement over A1. Oh, Aquaman 1 and Wonder Woman 84. Zack Snyder Justice League 2 is inevitable. Do you think that Zack Snyder Justice League 2 is inevitable? I think you froze a little bit because you froze on like a little smile there. Let me see if I can screenshot that. Can I screenshot that? I hope so. Or did I freeze? Did I freeze? Someone's frozen. Someone's frozen. Guys, in the comments, who's frozen? Is it me or is it him? I think it's him. Someone get a screenshot of that for me, please. I think it's hilarious. I'll get it. All right, there we go. All right, yeah, so Aquaman 2 being hey, it's my show. All right, so Aquaman 2, we're not going to know a lot about it. We're not going to know a lot about it for a while now. It's still a ways out, but we do have things like Shazam and Black Adam coming, and it just seems like the DCU is finally, at least in my mind, on the right path. Now, what is the right path, Ty, you might ask? Well, the right path is whatever path that leads us down to Zack Snyder's Justice League 2. Just like Integrity has been fighting for or saying since the moment I met him, literally the moment I met him, he's been avid that Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 is happening. I think that with all this stuff that they're introducing, right? The Blue Beetles are honestly, the Blue Beetles being introduced. We saw the Blue Beetle in the storyboards for Zack Snyder's Justice League 2. I don't think we saw Shazam or Black Adam in the storyboards, but I think that would be a great addition to any Justice League project in the future. Because I mean, Shazam is a really, 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 really good addition to the Justice League. He's got the magical powers. He is everything Superman is, but a little bit more. I think he's a good teammate to have in this fight against Darkseid. So basically what I'm saying is it seems like we're on the right path. And I think Wonder Woman 3 needs to do a better job. If Wonder Woman 3 comes out before Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, they need to go back. I think they need to bring it present day. What do you guys think? Do you think that Wonder Woman 3 should be a present day film? I'm so sick of the flashbacks with Wonder Woman, like that's why they only did one for Captain America. I want a present day Wonder Woman story. That, for me, would be a good transition into a Justice League 2, because we see Diana right after Justice League 1 and the trials and tribulations of that film. We see her taking on maybe, I don't know who it could be, but maybe Cheetah Returns or something like that. But Wonder Woman 3, I think, should be present day. Then, so Shazam 2, Black Adam back in the day, but then maybe a post credit scene of him in the future or our present day. All of that. And then we get the Flash, the Flash as well, with Ben Affleck in it. That moves this story forward, right? And then we get Justice League 2. I think that would be a pretty good it just looks like we're shaping up for something good finally. Say what you want about the Suicide Squad, but that film for me, I think you know what I was worried about the Suicide Squad? I was worried that they were going to fully retcon the first film. It doesn't look like they're actually doing that. It looks like it's a direct sequel to the first Suicide Squad, just maybe without saying it, or you know, I don't know. I don't know necessarily if they'll tell us like, yeah, Deadshot is he didn't want to do this one because he's focused on his daughter, right? I don't know if they'll go that far as to say that kind of stuff, but I do know that from everything we've seen in the trailers, it looks like it's going to be a direct sequel. I was worried that by the feel of the film, it was going to be a prequel, which wouldn't make sense, and that would have retconned the whole thing. So I was really worried about that, but the trailers that we've gotten for Suicide Squad, say what you will about the jokes in them, like the fart jokes or the dick jokes or whatever it was, but I still think that this movie is going to be successful. It's going to be fun. And guess what? They're bringing in Starro, the first Justice League villain ever. Like literally the first. Bring Starro in and I'm all in. I'm all in on Starro. There's not many movies that you could have Starro in and get away with it. And this is one of those films that I think you can get away with it in. Because in nature, it naturally, the Suicide Squad is a little bit out there, right? So, yeah, we're not going to get a Justice League film with Starro, but we're going to get the next best thing. We have another team fighting Starro, and I'm all about it. I am all about it. And I'm glad that the villain of the Suicide Squad is not Enchantress or something like Enchantress again, because Enchantress, she's so powerful, and like it just seems like the way they defeated her, it was like kind of like a cop-out win. I would have liked Steppenwolf to be in the original Suicide Squad, but hopefully we'll get that cut some other time. You know, the stuff surrounding Suicide Squad, like how James Gunn was given the ability to do basically whatever he wanted, whereas David Ayer was famously known for not getting that same treatment. You know, of course, there are going to be those comparisons, but you can't fault one or the other, right? You can't fault the directors of one for what happened to a director in the past. He's only doing what, you know, James Gunn is only doing what he can do, right? So I don't fault James Gunn for you know, getting a better treatment from Warner Brothers than David Ayer did. I'm still going to go watch James Gunn's film because I think it's going to be good. I am going to be a little sour when it comes to like how we still haven't got David Ayer's cut and stuff like that. But it seems like the DCEU may be on a good path all of a sudden. And maybe we may be on a good path for the DCEU as of now. We got things like Black Adam, Shazam, The Flash, Wonder Woman 3, Aquaman 2. Like all these films are and they all have Snyder cast in them. So these are good signs. And with the Warner Discovery merger, guys, I think it's actually happening. I really do. I think it's happening.
I think that'd be I think you're right. I think that'd be pretty cool if I mean, look, you know, like we said earlier, this guy David that's taken over, he's obviously, you know, he's got some different ideas than the people that were there before. So I think you're right. I think the chances of this is far and away a lot better than it was when the Snyder Cut even was released. I mean, yeah, but at the same time too, you know, we'll have to see because time is a factor as well, as always.
Yeah, of course. What did you think of the Suicide Squad trailer?
Okay, so I was not. I'm not that excited for it. I mean, it's cool, some of the characters and stuff. Look, it just kind of feels like an R-rated Guardians of the Galaxy to me, and I'm a big James Gunn fan, right? I love Guardians of the Galaxy, love that. I don't know that that's necessarily what I want for DC. You know, one thing I liked about the first Suicide Squad was that it was dark. It was kind of like these are bad guys. And yeah, there's humor to mix in there, obviously, with Harley Quinn and some of these other characters. But even then, it's I don't know. It just looked very, like I said, like an R-rated Guardians of the Galaxy to me.
Yeah, And so we know that John Cena is getting his Peacemaker spinoff. Do you think they greenlit that too soon?
Probably. I mean,
or is John Cena enough to greenlight anything?
I don't know. I mean,
speaking of that,
I'm trying
I thought
to
you
think.
were going to do I thought you were going to do a Flossing with Austin about The Rock yesterday.
Oh yeah, we didn't show that, huh?
Yeah,
we didn't show that. We'll save it for next week then.
Yeah, because I was looking forward to that.
Yeah. You know, it's hard to say. I'm trying to think. I'm really trying to think of a movie or something with John Cena where he carried it as a lead by himself, and like, can you think of anything off the top of your head? Okay, so maybe
like Trainwreck, he was a good addition to it. He's not. I don't think so. The Rock is very much a leading man.
Yeah,
Dave Bautista becoming a leading man.
Yeah,
I don't think John Cena will ever be a leading man, but I know that when you bring John Cena in and he is, it's like you say you have your main character, right? And you're missing like just one piece to make it like perfect. Bring John Cena in and he'll do that. He'll like amplify your main character and like the relationship. Because I think that he's not a good actor. But he brings butts to seats, and he's a wild card. I like when he's on screen for the most part. I think he does. I like the comedic side of him, right?
He does. Yeah, he does.
Have you seen Trainwreck?
I have. He thrives.
His scenes were so funny.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh my god, so funny.
Even he did one called Blockers that was super funny.
Cock Blockers.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a really funny movie as well.
Yeah.
Actually, that one you could probably say he led.
Yeah, you're right. But besides, I mean, I don't know. I still don't know. I wouldn't even say because Blockers wasn't like a massive moneymaker. Neither was Trainwreck. So I don't know. I don't know if he's the guy, to do it. But maybe, obviously these guys have seen the movie. James Gunn has seen the movie and seen the performance, and maybe there's something there that he's just like, yeah, I know it's gonna work. But I don't know.
But do you think that James Gunn's jumping the gun? Do you think James is jumping the gun?
Right.
Thinking that the comedy of it, do you think he's just seeing the comedic aspect and oh look, another character like Chris Pratt's Star-Lord that I could get away with making a solo TV show for?
I do think so a bit. Yeah, I do. And look, DC has been look, he's never complained, right, about Marvel getting in the way of what he's wanted. In fact, he even came out and said Marvel has never gotten in the way. They've always let him do what they want, right, with Guardians. But obviously, this time around at DC, he could really do whatever he wanted. From what I hear, body parts are flying in this movie, F words everywhere.
Right.
It is James Gunn on steroids, so I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I guess we'll find out. I'm not expecting this to break people's brains. I'm expecting it to be a fun, interesting popcorn film, something that we can all enjoy for what it is. But it's not going to progress the universe drastically, that's just not what this movie is going to be.
I completely agree. And for this, it seems like this was kind of like a give Gunn the keys to the kingdom and let him be free for a second. And, it's kind of like you said, I feel like it's not going to further the universe in any way, because I think he's already been pretty clear that he's going to kill off everybody, except a few characters that might make it in. So I don't know, but I'll be right back. I'm gonna join on my computer now that that's back up.
Okay. Okay. Hey, he's back.
But okay, all right. Yeah, that was weird. The Wi-Fi went out on my computer, but worked on my phone, and I was.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I had the same issue earlier with my laptop. It was acting really strange.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are we being hit with an EMP of sorts?
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, no, they just don't like what we're talking about. The feds.
Yeah. We're actually gonna wrap up anyway, so we're at an hour and 30. That's usually the sweet spot for the morning show. Guys, I had a really fun time. Tomorrow. Well, actually, Austin, you have to tell us a little bit about something, right?
Yeah. So this weekend, guys, starting tomorrow, Tuesday, we will be covering E3. That's going to be fun. I'm not sure if we've decided if we are going to try and cover it live. So we're going to be watching the live video and reacting and commenting and all of that. So that'll be fun. Tomorrow's show is Ubisoft. So that'll be really cool. So if you're into gaming, if you know anybody who's into gaming, tell your friends, tell everybody. We are going to be covering E3 and talking about our favorite things coming out of E3, our reactions. All of that will start tomorrow and go into Sunday as well, where we'll see the Microsoft presentation as well. So,
what time is that at? What time is the thing?
I believe it's at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard. 12 o'clock Pacific Standard, 3 o'clock your time.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So guys, Saturday and Sunday. Unfortunately, this is going to be taking the place of the podcast, but I need this week anyway, because we don't know what we're going to be doing with the podcast going forward. I'm in the works of starting from scratch, basically, because we can't work something out with Apple. When we do launch the new podcast, I'm going to upload a couple of the episodes from the previous podcast, so that I don't have to wait for us to do a couple episodes. Yeah, they won't like publish it until you have like 3 episodes. So I mean, we have a backlog of episodes that never ended up making it to our podcast platform on Apple. So that's what I'm going to be working on over the weekend. So I will not be involved with this weekend's coverage, but Jack and Austin, guys, they're going to be leading the charge. They're going to be breaking E3 down for you. Ubisoft, Microsoft, Bethesda. Am I getting these right?
You are, yeah. You got them all. Those are, I think, the main Square Enix,
who made the Avengers game, guys.
Yep, that was terrible.
So we're going to be diving into all that this weekend. So please join us as we cover it live for you. We'll be doing a couple giveaways during the weekend, video game related. So you will definitely want to tune in, especially if you're a gamer. Guys, we do it for you. We do it for the culture. We'll announce everything. We'll make a little flyer today about the weekend so that you can stay up to date and stay pop culture. I don't know. I'll think of something. Stay popped, baby.
Hey,
is that good? Is that a good one?
Popped.
That was so bad.
Stay popped, baby.
Stay cultured.
Oh man, it's
oh my god.
Stay cultured, stay popped. Do it all.
Stay cultured, folks. We'll be back tomorrow
for
E3, huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no. The lights are going off. They're going out.
The lights went out, and we won't be able to afford turning them back on if you don't send a super chat or join us in our membership so we can get the lights back on. Please, folks. Please help us.
No E3 coverage tomorrow. No.
Yeah.
That's not my problem.
Make a real.
Right, Zach. We get it. It's not your problem.
But it was weird.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. Girl,
there she is. There she is.
Oh man.
I recognize the council has made a decision, but given that it's a stupid ass decision, I've elected to ignore it.
All right, I'm done.
Gotta love it. Just give them all at the end.
All right, well.
Make your dreams come true. Just do it.
And here